My dad was an artist. He painted beautiful paintings, was a kind, sensitive person, and a good father. However, when I was 9, he was defeated by cancer. Almost before he died, he gave me a book with sketches and various words, which he sealed with a piece of paper. According to his instructions, I had to open each one on a certain date. My father died, and I did his will for 10 years. These pages helped me in many situations in my life, gave me good advice, and very often described the situation that was happening in my life. And so, I'm 20, I'm pregnant. The child's father left, was kicked out of work. I was thinking about whether to leave the child. On the right day, I opened another page, where I was drawn happy in an embrace with a doctor and a small bundle. And now, for 5 years, I have been a happy mother and the wife of a gorgeous doctor who saved me from death during childbirth. Now I sincerely believe in fate, and thank you, Dad. I rent an apartment at a big discount, as the landlady explained that the ghost of her late grandfather would live with me. It sounds not only strange, but also scary, but I needed a place so urgently that I would have settled with 3 ghosts. According to her, her grandfather loved this place so much that he did not leave it after his death. He says that he manifests himself at night. Footsteps are heard, dishes are ringing, the refrigerator opens, the TV can turn on by itself. Grandma gave me instructions. I need to leave a glass of milk and cookies in the kitchen every night so that my grandfather doesn't bother me. I've been living here for the 2nd month. I've never heard anything. The first night I still left milk, but I woke up and drank it myself. There is no ghost, but there is a discount. 5 years ago, when I was 14 years old, I was returning from school and a kitten fell on me right near my entrance. I don't know where he came from. Someone threw him out of the window, or he was sitting in a tree, or the kitten was on the roof, but he fell on top of me, and that day my life changed. The kitten was small, a little mangy, very thin, but still beautiful. Standing with the kitten near my entrance, I clearly realized that I just can't go home. I can't. After all, my father is there. My father hates animals and people too. He hates everyone, including me. Once we had a dog, her father beat her very hard. Then I begged my grandmother to take the dog away, and now they live in the village. I could probably go to my grandmother's, but he's coming to pick me up, and then Grandma will get it too. And then, for the first time, I thought that maybe my brother would want to accept me. I was 7 when he left home. In our family, the topic of a brother is forbidden. His father considers him a traitor. I knew that my brother was 15 years older than me, and I knew his full name, and she knew which village he lived in. I hitched a ride there. I didn't have money for the train. I spent the last 20 rubles on kitten food. The kitten and I got into the car with 2 huge, adult bearded men. It was scary, but they didn't touch me. They took me there and even gave me tea and sandwiches. I went out to my brother's village. I immediately met an old granny, and fortunately for me, she knew my brother. She took me to him. My brother opened the door and immediately recognized me. He hugged me for so long that I was already worried about the kitten. But he jumped out of my sweatshirt and immediately ended up on my brother's couch. That's how the kitten and I got the house. My drunken father came looking for me only 2 weeks later. My brother drove him away. Thanks to him for that. My father did not appear again. Now I am almost an adult girl. I have a huge beloved cat, the best brother in the world, a beloved daughter-in-law and a nephew. My life was changed by a kitten, and it was the best day of my life. I'm writing a term paper. It's long past midnight. I'm alone in the apartment. Suddenly, I hear a strange rustling in the hallway. At first, I thought it was the neighbors in the entrance rustling something. Then I got the idea that someone was trying to break into the apartment. I took a pencil to protect myself from a possible attack and headed towards the source of the sound. When I got closer, I saw something moving along the wall. My eyesight is so bad, and I thought it was a giant spider. But suddenly, this spider took off and flew at me. How I screamed! The eighth floor, it's night, one window is open, and a bat flew in to visit me. It was about 5 years ago. I came to visit my grandmother. They put me to sleep in the far room, where there was only a bed, an old closet, and a weak nightlight. I didn't sleep, but read a magazine, or watched a movie on my phone, or surfed the internet. And then, in this empty room, the closet starts to shake. It's shaking. It's like a horror movie. I fly out of the room, lighting all the lights, wake up my grandmother. And we go together to see what's in the closet. I come to the closet, I open the door sharply, and there's a damn cat. She'd caved in the closet and had been lying there quietly feeding her kittens the whole time. But apparently some flea bit her in the middle of the night, and she decided to scratch herself, and so vigorously that the whole flimsy closet went on the move. Even though the problem was solved safely, I kept the light on that night. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new episodes. Share your stories and impressions in the comments, and maybe your story will become a masterpiece in one of our upcoming videos. Let's dive into the world of slimes and stories together.